Let's see what is a cluster. Hi, we will see Mule HA clustering of Mule ESB servers. Let's see what is a cluster. A cluster is a set of server instances that act as a unit. A Mule cluster consists of 2 to 8 nodes. There are 3 ways to create and manage the clusters. Using MMC, using Cloudhub, manually we can create and manage the clusters using a configuration file. Mule uses an active-active model to cluster the nodes rather than active-passive model. Let's see what is active-active model. In active-active model, all nodes are always active. The main purpose of active-active model is to achieve load balancer, to share the workload across the available nodes. Active-active model is followed round-robin methods. First request will go to first server, second request will go to second server, third request will go to first server. Likewise, the round-robin method followed in active-active model approach. Whereas active-passive model, here there will be primary, secondary servers. Here all nodes are not always active. Only primary nodes are active. If primary nodes goes down, then secondary node will become as a primary node to support our applications. For more details, go to mulestudio.blogspot.in. Let's see the demo Mule HA clustering of Mule ESB server. Here I am using MMC 3.7.0 and there are two standalone server A and server B with version 3.7.3 I am using. Okay. First we need to start MMC. Go to MMC, double click the startup batch file to start the MMC. I already started MMC, you can see here MMC already started. Go to this URL in browser, login username and password as admin. Once you log in, you can get by default dashboard tab. Go to servers tab, go to unregistered. You can see the port 7777 with version 3.70. It came with by default the server came with MMC, the 3.7.0 version. Now I am going to create two Mule server instance. Then I will register that instance into cluster. First we will configure to server instance in local machine. Okay. Here I am having server A and server B. First we will configure server A. Go to server A, go to conf folder, edit this wrapper.conf file, go to MMC settings. We need to uncomment this line. We need to configure the port number 7778 I am going to give. I am going to use server A instance with the port number 7778. Also we need to change the end parameter. Here we need to give 15 because the previous configuration number is 14. The next consecutive number we need to give if any configuration if we are going to do wrapper.conf file. Previously it was 14, now I am giving 15. Just to save it. Similarly, we need to configure server B also. Go to server B, go to conf folder, edit this wrapper.conf file. Already uncommented 15. Here you can give 7779. Just to save it. Okay, now we have configured server A and server B. We need to start these two servers. Go to server A, bin directory, double click this Mule batch file to start the server A container. Go to server B, go to bin directory, double click this Mule batch file to start the server B container. Look at the MMC admin console. In the unregistered, you can see once the server nodes are started, those servers will be listed here. See the console also, whether the server is started or not. Parallelly, you can look here. You can see here unregistered servers. Once successfully started, the server will be populated here. You can see now count is 1. Once the server is started, the count will be increased. Wait for 1 or 2 minutes. Yeah, see, now count, there are 2 servers available. Just to click this register, 3 servers. Click and register. You can see 7778 7779. Server A and server B we have configured with version 3.7.3. Now we need to create a cluster. So select these 2 nodes and register. Wait for 1 or 2 minutes to register our server into MMC. This will take 1 or 2 minutes to register our servers into MMC. Yes, our server is registered now. Now we need to create the cluster. Register our nodes into cluster. For that we need to create a cluster. Go to this add menu, click new cluster, give cluster name. I am going to give demo cluster. So select available nodes, move to cluster nodes. We need to enable this multicast is disabled my network. Just click add. Just to look at the screen, these nodes will be added into cluster. Now cluster will be creating. Let's see the screen. Yeah, demo cluster is creating now. This will take 1 or 2 minutes. In the meanwhile, we will create Mule workflow. Go to AnyPoint Studio. I have already created a project HA Cluster demo. Here I am going to use JMS with Activemq broker. If we are going to use Activemq broker, we need Activemq jar file. So download jar file and put it jar file into your applications. So this sample workflow through Activemq console, I am going to produce the data, I mean the message. Through flow, I am going to consume the data across nodes. JMS component, go to this JMS component. The exchange pattern I use request a response. Our queue name is HA Cluster demo. Also connector, Activemq connector I am using to achieve this flow. You can see Activemq broker by default URL TCP localhost 61616. Click OK. Click canvas. Go to logger component. The logger component, I am going to log cluster ID, node ID, message ID and message. There are 4 parameters I am going to log in the logger component. Just to save it. So I am going to deploy our application into MMC. Just right click our project, go to deploy to AnyPoint platform, go to MMC Mule Management Console, give username password as admin, HA Cluster demo. I am going to use the version is 1. Click OK. Here we can give HA Cluster demo. The version is 1. Click finish. Wait for 1 or 2 minutes to deploy our application into MMC. Yes, application successfully deployed into MMC. Let's go to MMC admin console. You can see demo cluster already created here, which is running fine without any issues. Double click this demo cluster. You can see the running servers, available nodes. There are 2 nodes are available currently. Now we need to deploy our application into cluster. Go to deployment tab. Click new. Give deployment name. Deploy to cluster. Already we have deployed our application into MMC repository. So click this add from repository. Go to this add Mule application from repository, select our applications, click OK, select the servers which we have created demo cluster. So now we are going to deploy our application into demo cluster. Click deploy. So here this will take 1 or 2 minutes to deploy our application into cluster. Meanwhile, you can see the console whether our application is deployed or not. You can see message in the console application is deployed into cluster. Yes, our application is deployed, successfully deployed into cluster. You can also check there are 2 server instances which we have created in our system. Go to server A instance, you can go to apps folder, you can see our application is deployed to server A and server B also. Go to server B, go to apps, you can see here server B also deployed. Now we are going to also deployed. Now we are going to produce some message from Activemq broker through admin console. Then we will consume message from our workflow. The output we can see the logs folder, the demo clusters. First go to this, open this file, demo cluster log file, scroll down. So there is no message consumed now right now because we have not yet produced any data from Activemq. In our applications, we use the queue name is HA Cluster demo. Now we are going to produce some message from Activemq console. Go to admin Activemq console. We need to create a queue. Click queues. Give your queue name HA Cluster demo. Click create. Now queue will be created. Okay. Now we are going to send some messages to HA Cluster demo. Click send to. Here 100 times I am going to produce message. Hi, how are you? Click send. You can see some messages are produced, consumed, pending. Some messages are pending. You can go to server A instance, go to logs folder, open this file, demo cluster, log file, scroll down. You can see here some messages are consumed. Server A instance, cluster ID, node ID. One means server A. This is the message ID. This is our message which we have produced from Activemq console. So nearly server A instance consumed around 40 messages. Let's see server B also whether it's consumed or not. Go to server B, go to logs folder, open this demo cluster file, scroll down. Yes, server B instance also consumed our message, around 50 to 60 messages. So this is the active model approach, sharing workload across available nodes. Let's down one node, then produce our message from Activemq. Let's see whether available nodes are consumed or not. So I'm going to kill one node. So go to console. This is server A instance. I'm going to kill now. Just to close this instance. Go to Mulesoft admin console, MMC console, demo cluster. You can see here there are 2 nodes. One node is available, the other node is not reachable because the red color shows the server is killed, shut down. Now we are going to produce our data, our message to queues. Go to Activemq. go to our queue HA Cluster demo, click send to. Again 100 times I am going to produce. Server A is shut down. Click send. Okay. Go to server B to see the logs whether it's consumed or not, because we shut down server A instance only. Open this file, scroll down. We send message like a server A is shut down. You can see here 100 message is consumed in server 2, I mean server B. Go to server A whether it's consumed or not. Let's see. No, there is no message consumed by server A instance because we killed. Now we are going to start the server A instance once again. And also you can see whether the server is up or not. The MMC console. Go to MMC console. Wait for 1 or 2 minutes. Server A container. Once started, you can see MMC admin console. Yes, it's started. Just double click this demo clusters or wait for 1 or 2 minutes to update. Yes, the server A also started. Both nodes are now available to support our applications. Now I am going to produce some message. Refresh this Activemq admin console. Go to our queue, HA Cluster demo, click send to. I am going to produce 100 times message to our queue. All servers are up. Click send. Go to logs. First we will see server A logs. Go to logs folder. Double click demo cluster log file. Scroll down. Yes, some messages are consumed by server A also. Let's see whether server B also consumed or not. Go to server B. Go to logs folder. Double click demo cluster. Scroll down. This is the node to server B. Yeah, server B also consumed. This is the way to set up HA clustering in local machine with 2 nodes.